Okay. Behave because this is a video, okay? We're recording. A baby gorilla weighed 325 pounds at birth. At the end of 10 months, this information, you don't even need it. You don't even need it. Pedro, pon atención. The gorilla weighs 5.5 times, and I underline times because what does times mean?
Times.
Multiply. His birth weight. How many pounds does the gorilla weigh at the end of the 10 months? You don't need this information, guys. You just need this number times pounds. Okay? Now, how are you going to set it up? Remember, multiplication has community property. That means that you can switch around the terms and you still get the same answer. Look at your numbers. One is a decimal and the other one it's a mixed number. See? Look at your answer choices. All of your answer choices are decimals. So turn this fraction into a decimal so you can multiply all the numbers at the same kind. All decimals. So what is 1/2 as a decimal? 5.5 as a decimal.
What?
5.5, what is as a decimal?
Oh, that's 125.
5 point what? 25 is 1/4.
25.
Is 1/4.
Oh, that's 50.
Exactly. 5.5. Okay? Remember, what is 1/2 of a dollar? 50 cents. So you don't need to put the 0 after the first 5. After this 5, you don't need to add a 0 to be a 50, just 0.5. Now, if you don't have a clue, you need to divide, top in, bottom out. 1 divided by 2. Okay. Go ahead and do this multiplication. If you use lattice, that's perfectly fine. Just remember, at the end, you need to have 3 decimals. Write it on your paper. Let me continue with the next one. I'm going to explain the next one. The next one, Mr. C wants to cut a board that is 10 and 12 feet long into pieces that are 10 and 32 feet long. Mr. C will use the expression shown to calculate the number of pieces that can be cut from the board. So this expression over here. Expression doesn't have an equal sign. It just have the numbers and the operation sign. What is the strategy that we use to divide fractions? Which one? Estás bien. Exactly. Thank you, Esther. Keep, change, flip. Just by doing this strategy, you're going to be able to look at your answer. You don't need to solve it. It's just the setup, okay? Just the setup. Okay, number 3. A team of 4 players competed in a golf contest. The names and scores of the players on the team are shown in the table, this table over here. The team score is the sum, underline sum. What does sum mean? Add. We're going to be adding integers of all the scores in the table. With integers, you have 2 choices. You can either add all the negatives in one side and the positives on the other side, and then make the last adding, see, addition, or you can go 2 numbers at a time, 2 numbers at a time. For me, it's easier if I add all the negatives in one side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, -4 plus +3. Write that down and go to number 4. Number 4, it says Patty watered 7/9 of a field. What percentage is equivalent to the fraction of the field watered by Patty? How do we turn a fraction into a percent? By division first, so we can have it as a decimal, and then decimal to percent, okay? Tenemos fraction, we're going to turn it into a decimal first, and then we're going to turn it into a percent. So it's going to be by division, and then we move the decimal 2 places to the right. Okay, 7, remember it's always TIVO, top in, bottom out. 7 divided by 9, and then you move the decimal 2 places to the right so you can turn it into a percent, and you add the percent sign at the end.